In this guide, we will quickly go over everything you need to know if you want to start speedrunning ADACA. First of all, let's talk about what category to run. The most popular category as of right now is probably any percent restricted, as it is relatively easy to learn and rewarding to improve at. The goal is to complete every level in the first 2 episodes as fast as possible. There is also Zone Patrol, which aims to complete the open world mode as fast as possible. Zone Patrol has a lot more running and less tight jumps, if that's more your thing. The categories Weaponless and All Hard Drives are pretty self-explanatory, and if you're more interested in them, it doesn't hurt to give them a try. In any case, you should read the rules on speedrun.com. What does restricted mean? Every category has a restricted version of it, which is deemed to be the more popular one. It disallows crouch boosting or object boosting. Crouch boosting makes it possible to get an insane amount of height if you jump fast while being crouched. In most levels, this makes you able to fly over a lot of stuff. This is allowed in the unrestricted categories. Now let's talk about the auto splitter. If you want to submit runs to the leaderboard, you need to time them. This is easily done with LiveSplit. You can download LiveSplit through the link in the description. Split files for any percent and Zone Patrol can be found on the speedrun.com or in our Discord. They are also linked in the description. You will also need a load remover or auto splitter. There are 2 ways to get it. The easier way is to go to LiveSplit, right click, edit splits and select ADACA as the game. It will suggest you the auto splitter automatically. Click activate to activate it. Now if it asks you to switch to a different timing method, you should say yes. This auto splitter is usually reliable but can sometimes miss a split. So if you just started the game, this auto splitter is completely fine, especially if you just want to do single level runs. But if you want to do full game runs, you should go for the second option. The second option is a fully reliable auto splitter for full game runs, and it can be downloaded on speedrun.com or our Discord. To enable that auto splitter, you have to download the .asl file and put it inside your LiveSplit folder. Then you have to start LiveSplit, right click on the LiveSplit window and go to Edit Layout. There you should add a scriptable auto splitter. Select the auto splitter file you downloaded. If it asks you to switch to a different timing method, again say yes. Click OK and save the layout. Note that having both options active will lead to misbehavior. So if you had option 1 active and you wanna switch to option 2, be sure to deactivate option 1 and vice versa. Now let's go over some general movement. Most of the movement is pretty intuitive and learned by just playing the game. Here are some important tips you need to know though. First of all, crouching mid-air lets you get up on higher ledges, like in Half-Life or Portal or Counter-Strike, like in Source games. Also, it's easier to get up ledges when spamming crouch mid-air. You might even be able to get height if the slope is not steep enough. Now let's go over the general movement with the shard rifle. This weapon is one of the most important weapons in the run, because its alt fire will boost you forward. Now if you combine that with jumping, you can get a lot of speed really quickly. So let's go over how to do that. So first of all, let's talk about the horizontal boost. By jumping first and using the bayonet's alt fire mid-air, it's possible to get a big speed boost. This makes you faster and you might be able to jump over gaps that you otherwise would not be able to. Now let's talk about the vertical boost. This is done by using the shard rifle's alt fire first and jumping afterwards. It's possible to get a bigger jump than usual. This helps you get up higher ledges, for example. Combining this with the previously mentioned crowd spam makes this a very powerful technique. Now let's go over bunny hopping. This is basically chaining horizontal boosts. It is easier to do if you bind jump to scroll wheel. Just spam jump when you land from a horizontal boost and do one immediately after.